either way. Bitch, I'm fly either way. I ain't got nothing to say. Bitch, I'm fly either way.
Welcome back to Two Things Can Be True. Today, we're going to talk about the Texas Longhorns against Ohio State, and then we got Georgia Tech against Colorado, and then, of course, we have Alabama versus FSU. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Let's get it. So today, with the Longhorns, right? If you guys watched the game, it wasn't a mess. It was more of both teams have a rookie quarterback, freshman quarterback. Ohio State and Julian Sayin. He's his freshman, first time ever starting. Then you got Texas Longhorns, Arch Manning. He's a freshman technically, but he started 2 games already, so this will be his 3rd game starting. But those 2 games that he started against trash teams, so it really doesn't matter. What I would want to say is that Texas and Ohio State have great defenses, but you saw Ohio State, they started making the takeaways. Arch should have thrown 2 picks at least, and I don't really think that touchdown was a touchdown that he threw. I thought the ball hit the ground, thought it would be called back. But as you can see, Arch went 17 for 30, 170 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Entering the 4th quarter, I believe he had about 43 yards. So, I mean, really, when it's like garbage time, even though it was 7-14, right? It's like garbage time points because Ohio State is softening their defense, right? So they're just keeping everything in front of them, stuff like that. So this is a bad game for Arch Manning for sure. And I just want people to keep the same energy that they kept with Shedeur Sanders. That's all. We got to keep it fair. Because if that was Shedeur going in the 4th quarter with 43 or 58 passing yards, it would be a problem. Let's be honest. Quintavion Wisner, he had 16 carries for 80 yards. So as you can see, that Ohio State defense was something else. And then we go to receiving yards. Texas receivers could not create any space, and when they did create the space, Arch Manning couldn't hit him. Skipped the ball, hit the ground maybe 4 yards before the receiver. I think we're going to have to talk about Arch Manning's mechanics because all this sidearming and just throw it to him. And that's just with Colorado's quarterback, which we're going to get into that a little later. But Julian Sayin from Ohio State, the quarterback, the freshman, 13 to 20, 126, 1 TD. He did what he needed to do. It wasn't like he had a fantastic game, but he was a perfect game manager, I'll tell you that. He wasn't trying to do anything outside of his body. He missed 1 throw to Jeremiah Smith. Outside of that, Julian, he played a solid game. No complaints, for real. CJ Donaldson Jr. had 19 carries, 67 yards, 1 TD. As you can see, their defense, that front is perfect, so no complaints. Then receiving yards, Tate had 2 receptions, 49 yards, 1 TD. He had a good game. Overall, this was a battle. I think Texas is definitely gonna fall back in the rankings to at least 8. I think they're gonna be like 8 or something. They did not look like a number 1 team. So on to the next. Alrighty. If you guys watched the Colorado Buffaloes against the G-Tech, that was a good game, right? It just showed you what the problem is for the Buffs. I want to know is, how do you get 3 turnovers in the first quarter You only capitalized on one of those turnovers to turn to 7 points. And that was just because they fumbled in Colorado's territory. So easy touchdown, perfect ball placement. It was like on a 20-25, something like that. So, I mean, I would hope you could score. But after that, those the two turnovers after, they could not move the ball. Like terrible play calling by Pat Shermer, I believe. Let's get into these stats. So Haynes King, he was 13 for 20, 143 yards, 1 interception. They wasn't doing nothing special throwing the ball. I promise you, they wasn't. It was his running. 19 carries for 156, 3 TDs. Are you serious? I'm talking about manhandling. I'm talking about get out the way. The receiver Bailey Stockton, he had 4 receptions, 48 yards. Like I said, it was an okay passing game for real. Now, this is the story for real. Because Caden Salter, I think was trying to do be extra. Like, he's not a thrower of the football, right? And I do get that they wanted to run the ball, but come on, bro. You got all these you have wide receivers. You got Omarion Miller. You got Draylon Miller, which they didn't use, which I was kind of surprised because last year that's all they did: motioned them, sweeps, short route, anything. But Colorado's in for it. I tell you that. If Caden can't get it together, there's a couple times he could have ran, which Coach Prime said, but yeah, he's just not accurate with the ball. Julian, he's more of a thrower. Okay, Caden Salter, he needs RPOs and all that. He needs a whole bunch, which it was effective, but it just didn't get the job done. If we're gonna be honest, Michael Welch had 11 carries, 64 yards. Like I said, Colorado's run game was good. It wasn't the run game. It was more about what the quarterback was doing. The simple throws that he missed, like wide open. And one thing I hate about a quarterback is they'll throw to you and like it goes like off the tips and they come to you like, oh no, I wanted you to do that. Stop it. How about you just put it in my chest? How about that? I'm wide open. You don't got to do all that extra. But I don't know what Coach Prime gonna do. One thing I would say about Coach Prime is I thought at the end of the game, terrible clock management. So outside of that, I mean, I thought Colorado should at least, I think it should at least been 34, 36 to like 27. They should have cleared this game. 3 turnovers at home. Like, come on, man. They could have had this. But on to the next. All right, we had Alabama and we had the FSU. Now, Alabama does not look the same. Like they looked. I mean, they were doing good at the beginning of the game, but of course it's at the beginning of the game, right? Once everyone gets settled in, it's a different type of game. Williams, he got hurt from Alabama, the wide receiver. So I feel like that had something to do with it too, because you couldn't really move the ball. So I mean, it is what it is. But the greatest pickup for Florida State was Thomas Castellanos. Simple, 9 for 14, 152 yards. That is a perfect game. Then he had 16 carries for 78 yards. He was running it, throwing it, couldn't stop it. Like, nothing you could do. And Florida State is a sleeper. You're going to have to watch them. I think they might go into, they're going to go into the top 25. They might, I feel like a perfect ranking might be like 20 or 20. I say 20 is cool. Depending on, how everything else, falls and stuff. But Jalen Lucas, 2 receptions, 66 yards. Gone down that sideline. So FSU, they did a good job. They did what they're supposed to do. And then Thomas said, "Oh, Nick Saban can't save y'all before the game." Shoot. And then get a dub, 31-17. Shoot. Couldn't be me, dog. But Alabama's quarterback Ty Simpson, 23 for 43, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, proof is in the pudding. They couldn't really get a rhythm in the second quarter, so that's what that is. I mean, it's just the fact is that Jeremy Bernard had 8 receptions, 146. Like, he did his thing. That was really the only person that was doing anything, and they only scored 17 points. Right? He didn't get no touchdown or nothing. You have 146 yards, no TDs. It's crazy. But tell me, guys, what you think about these games. It could be good or it could be bad. 2 things could be true. I'm out. Peace.